Ha, ready. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Kid Smooth back with another podcast. Welcome to Let's Talk Games. And today I got my right hand man E Rock in the building.
What's up, everybody? This is your boy E-Rock8150. What's going on?
And today, we got a few guests. We got a gaming addict returning with us. We got it's your boy Darian is King. Hopefully he won't drop a few F bombs today, but Darian is King is here. We also got Mr. PlayStation Nation. Please shout yourself out.
Yo, what's good, YouTube? What's good, PlayStation Nation? It's your boy Jay Barry, man, and we here.
All right. So today we talking about a couple things. This today's show isn't nothing. No special interview. We just us talking games like we normally do, hoping to have a good time. We are going to play a game at the end. I'm giving one of these guys an opportunity to win a gift card for the Xbox One or the PlayStation. Get a cheap game or something like that. So to start today off, everybody know I've just picked up finally PlayStation 4, and everybody's seen that emotional video from King Dre. And Darian, it looked like you jumped on a board and got a PlayStation, didn't you?
I mean, shoot, you got to go with the crowd, baby. No, I'm just playing.
That came on.
Nah, I mean, yeah, I did run up and got one at the store, man. Shout out to King Dre. You know what I'm saying? He was like, man, go ahead and go get it. I was like, all right.
Yeah. Honestly, I just did my impressions video on it. Like I said, it's an okay console. It's not what everybody hypes it up to be, aka Jabari. But it does it. The thing about what I can say is that between the Xbox and the PlayStation, they both have their distinctive features that make them both each stand out. My personal opinion, I said this in my videos, that honestly, being a multi-console owner this generation, at least the early part, is kind of overrated, because I feel now that I got them both and I know what they're both about, I feel like I don't need them both. I'm going to keep them both, but because there's not like so many exclusive between the between the two consoles, there's not like much offering to say, hey, I want this. Now, honestly, for this point, it's really down to just preference and who you think have the better exclusive, because features hand in hand is they offer pretty much the same thing, except for Xbox has this the TV features and whatnot and the things that come with Xbox Live. PlayStation has the share play and their porno room. Now I'm just playing, but they got a couple things going on for it. But I'm happy to have them both. I am enjoying it right now. I'm not gonna complain about it, except for mine's is loud as hell. But yeah, Jabari, what is now? Is a PlayStation a naturally a loud console or what? Like,
Yeah, I mean, like the PlayStation, it can get loud. It is a slim device, but it's not like it's going to be loud constantly. It will the fans will kick in to cool the system down, but it's fine. I had mine since day one, and no issue. And mine goes loud as well. So whoever has issues, I don't know what happened with theirs, but I can only speak for me. That video you put up is like, your PlayStation loud. I can test that. Mine has went that loud as well, especially like
okay.
playing heavy intensive games and stuff like that. So, but it's been fine.
Well, that's it scared the hell out of me for a moment. I was like, dog, please, I don't feel like taking this back and trying to search for a new one. So what I end up doing, just in case, because I'm always afraid, because I did move where my Xbox used to be at, and I put them in kind of close quarters, so now they don't have much breathing room. But I did buy an extra fan to attach to that goes on the back of the PlayStation by Nyko. Probably wasn't the best thing, because Nyko ain't known for making the best products, but they don't. They is the only brand that have something like that for the consoles right now. So that's what I did, and it's actually, it has improved because it's a fan working on its own, so the PlayStation's fan doesn't have to work as hard. Um, but beyond that point, there was some news. I think you guys talked about it in your podcast, but the Sony Online Entertainment, they finally decided to sell that. What does this mean for PlayStation and even Xbox gamers? Who want to go? Who want to tackle that?
I
Well,
mean,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead, Joe.
Ooh.
I mean, like if you were interested in those games, like a lot of people put on that front that it wasn't interested in that Plan Side 2, or they wasn't interested in the H1Z1 or DC Universe or things like that. Now you're going to have the opportunity, supposedly, to play those games. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's not going to cost you nothing so you play it unless you wrapped into it. So it's going to be good for overall gamers. But as far as for Sony selling them, at first when I heard the news, I was just like, okay, what I'm saying, that's crazy. It's big news. But doing my research, looking for the facts of what's going on. Sony Online Entertainment was actually hurting in the PlayStation brand a little bit as far as like costing them, especially with the H1Z1 where they had to refund everybody and all that stuff. So I could see the reason why they did sell it off. But at the end of the day, it's not like PlayStation losing any of those games. They're still on the PlayStation brand. It's just now they're just multi-platform.
Now, do you look at it as a win-win, or
I mean, I look at it as a win-win because at the end of the day, I look at it as a win-win if, and this is if this is the if right here. If Microsoft open up them servers to do the cross-platform with their multi-platform games, not with their exclusives like I know Windows 10 they're doing, because like I always bring it up with Final Fantasy 14. If you guys look it up, the reason why that game is not on Xbox One as of now because the developers want a cross-platform environment with that game, and Microsoft is not responding to them as far as opening up their servers so they can do the cross-platform stuff. Like how Sony is just, yeah, we'll do that real quick.
okay? No, no. What I took about it is that the developers, those who worked on some of those games, they sounded enthusiastic when they said they can't wait to make games for or to put games on the Xbox One. What did you think of that? What did that mean to you?
Hell yeah! I mean, of course they'll be happy to have that because now they don't have their games locked into one console or just the PC. You have it. You can open up a new fan base like the Xbox fan base that can generate more money for the developer. So yeah, they're gonna be happy for that. But at the end of the day, it's more people playing their game. That's more revenue for them. As far as if you want to do the microtransactions and all that stuff. But it's good. I mean, I'm happy that they're happy. You know what I mean? Sony Online Entertainment. I like them personally. I know a lot of people don't really like them like that, but those games are cool to me, like DC Universe especially. But yeah, I mean, that's good that they're happy. You know what I mean? It ain't no bad blood.
I'm kind of glad. I'm kind of glad that they sold them off because now it gets a chance for not only the PC and the PlayStation guys get to play it, but Xbox One guys all around. They get to play it, and I think most of their games I think are free to play if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
And I think a lot of people on the Xbox side they thought Warframe was bad at first, but when they got Warframe, they thought it was good. You know what I'm saying? And some people gonna think the same thing when all of those other games start coming over to Xbox.
Exactly.
Up, not me.
What's up, Big Kahuna? How you doing, man?
What's up?
Hey, AJ, you still
I
there?
didn't.
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm just listening.
Hey, God, what's up, bro?
Can you hear me fine?
Yeah, yeah. No, but did you hear the question? What is your thoughts on like the Sony Online Entertainment being sold, and what does it mean to you, or like, do you care about any of their games? Is this big news to you?
I mean, I did want the H1Z1 kind of, and I've seen people play Planet Side 2, so it was kind of a thing. But the only thing I really thought of is it's another developer making games for everything, so that was good for everyone.
Big Kahuna. I don't know. I don't know
Yes.
if you got to hear the question.
I think I just heard you. You was talking about the SOE.
Yeah, Sony Online Entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and you're aware that Sony let them go. They sold them off. Made a big penny off of it. Now it looks like they will be taking their games multi-plat. How do you feel about that?
Well, I feel it's good for the people who happen to be on the Xbox platform. But as far as my feelings, I really don't know anything about PlanetSide. I know Jabari talks about it like, it's a great game and everything. And it might be, I don't know. But I mean, I haven't really looked into it. The H1Z1, I haven't really thought too much about that. And I had what was it, DC Universe? Didn't like it on PlayStation. Not gonna like it if it comes to the XB1. So I mean, but like I said, it is good for those people who haven't tried it. And like Darian said, that you're gonna have those people who's downplaying those games like they was trash. But once they come over, then they gonna be like, oh man, this game is great. Just like he said, like Warframe. Uh, Warframe, I didn't like it on the PlayStation 4, and I didn't even bother downloading it on the XB1. There was no point because they wasn't going to do anything different to it. Was they going to make it fun? I mean, it wasn't fun for me, but like I said, it's a good thing for the Xbox group. But I haven't played any of these games besides DC Online, and I didn't like that game, so I don't know. At least for me.
I
Okay.
agree with you. I didn't like Warframe either.
Yeah, Warframe. I downloaded it and I uninstalled it.
Like, I understand it's a free-to-play game, but I felt like they were trying to pay for the whole game just for me. Like, the prices for their free-to-play were absurd.
And E-Rock, how you feel about it?
I mean, I, I talked about this on one of my videos on my lame ass channel. The way I look at this, it's just another sign of the times for Sony. I mean, a lot of people are downplaying this, and I understand why, because people love Sony. You know my feelings about Sony and their history and their importance in video gaming. But I mean, when you're a company that's hemorrhaging money, when you're a company that's been selling your buildings, when you're a company that's just been selling yourself off piece by piece by piece by piece, like you're in an auction block. So they looked at Sony Online Entertainment, and I guess they saw that it wasn't as profitable as it should be, and they decided to sell. Which I guess if you're an Xbox fan or a PC fan, it is great that you're going to have those extra couple of games. But from my experiences, if you have a business, you're in the business to acquire assets. For any of you who've taken Business 101, you're in business to acquire assets, not sell them. This is not the same situation as Mahjong selling Minecraft to Microsoft for billions of dollars. That was a small company on their way up that had a very profitable IP that made billions of dollars off of selling to a huge conglomerate. This is a huge conglomerate that is, come on guys, this is a huge conglomerate that's on its way down. They're trying to restructure, they're trying to put some money in their war chest, and they sold off Sony Online Entertainment. I mean, that was a huge thing for them for years, and they just go and sell it. I mean, I understand the reasons, but we got to be real, man. Sony is broke. They're trying to save as much money as possible for the coming storm. I mean, does it benefit me? I don't even know what PlanetSide is, but I mean, it's just for Sony. I guess it's good that they're saving that money, but company-wise, corporation-wise, it doesn't lend confidence in your shareholders. It doesn't lend confidence as an owner of that platform that you guys are just selling, development studios. But that's just my take on it. I could be wrong.
I think you're wrong though, E-Rock. No disrespect.
Oh, go ahead, Jabbar. You say what you guys say, man.
um, you know, Sony, as I said, Sony is in a very restructured, time what they're doing with their company, where they're rebranding a lot of things what they're doing with their company.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're in the financial, as far as they're not being profitable as a total company. So the one thing that they are profitable with, is PlayStation. Well, that's not the one thing. There's a lot more things they're profitable with.
Right.
The major thing that they're really profitable is PlayStation, and one of your PlayStation divisions of, well, gaming divisions is not helping you at all. The last quarter, they was talking about 60 million loss just from Sony Online Entertainment alone, and then you had the H1Z1. Don't get me wrong, I like Sony Online Entertainment, but at the end of the day, if you already know that if you talking about you wanna please the investors, why are you gonna keep something that is hindering you? You wanna post a profit, not a loss. That's what's gonna please investors. It's not about acquiring stuff. You know what I mean? Acquiring a company would like to acquire stuff, but at the end of the day, a company wants to make profit. A company wants to post profit. You want to post positive stuff. So if this company is hindering you, why would you keep it? You know what I'm saying? It's going to hinder you more and more because you're still putting development money into this company that is not bringing you any money. This branch out division that's not bringing you money. Hence, that's why they subsidize the computer branch, the VIO, because PCs doesn't really make any money like that if you're not a Mac computer no more. That's why they did they took off some of their cell phone branches where they're not making mid-range to low-end phones no more. They're only making the high-end phones because the high end and the low end, I mean the mid-tier phones and the low-end phones wasn't making them money. Those people wasn't buying those phones. They was buying the Xperia Z whatever phone. So you know what I mean? I don't think it is as something bad as people making it seem. You know what I mean? Like I said, at the end of the day, they sold the company off. But when you sell a company off, what does that mean? That mean are you giving it away for free? No, that means you have gotten something in return by giving this company away. So at the end of the day, it's still a win-win. But you got something back, and
I
whatever the
mean,
agreement is, we don't know what it is, but you still made money off of that deal.
The fact that they're getting rid of stuff means that they're aware of their situation and they're restructuring their company, trying to save their company.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that, but like we said, like everybody talking about here, we're talking about Sony American Sony Entertainment Online. I mean, Sony Online Entertainment. A lot of you guys is like, I don't know about those games. I mean, I don't like DC Universe. I don't like those are the games that they made. Those are the games that we're playing. So all of you guys right here are saying you don't know about those games or you don't like them. Why are you keeping that if you were Sony?
well, we know about DC Universe. That game was huge. That
Oh
game
yeah,
was,
I love DC
yeah,
Universe.
yeah,
I'm talking about as far as everybody that's in this podcast right here. You
right.
guys just said that some of you guys don't know about these games, or you don't like the games that they deliver, or you're not. If they was about to announce this game, you wouldn't be too hyped for it. So exactly, if you guys can think that, what happened to the grand scheme of things, the mainstream people that's thinking that.
Okay. All right. Now there's this rumor has been around a few times. It's been shot down by many of the PC elitists, and is always going to continue to be shot down until we get closer to it. So Red Dragon put out a video about the possibility of Steam being on Xbox. Now, what are your opinions on this? Do you think this is actually a possibility, or is it something that's not likely to happen?
Well, anything's a possibility, to be honest with you. Just think about it, man. People didn't probably think Windows 10 was gonna be on Xbox One, so it could happen. It's a possibility, but I don't know if they do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you'll see that. I just don't think you will, because think about it like this: you have people on this side of the console that you see playing games and not getting the full, they're paying $60 for all of their games. If it was to acquire Steam and have Steam on Xbox One, what would that do to the market as far as what Xbox is doing? That's pushing money into Steam, right? Instead of Microsoft.
Exactly. I don't
It
believe that
just it
rumor
just
at
it
all.
just wouldn't it just wouldn't it wouldn't make any sense to me business wise, and it just doesn't make any sense. Like, if it does happen, like, okay, that means we get games for cheaper. It's great for gamers, but that's more of like a PC wave. It's not like, them actually getting money, like Microsoft getting money from
See,
Steam.
See, but the thing is, here how I look at it, and Red Dragon raised like he made a very very good point. You guys say, yeah, PC, and where does Microsoft make money at? But then you have to look at it. You know how Microsoft has its own music and movie services and TV show
Yeah.
services? They still allow you to have Netflix, Hulu, or any other ones, any other place you can buy or rent a movie from, just like you can do from the Xbox store. You can do it from any other app available on the Xbox One, and that would be interfering in Microsoft dollars.
No,
But
I
they
mean,
that's a
allow it.
little different. Those are like subscription things. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but
Like,
yeah,
yeah, but
see,
Microsoft isn't making money off those subscriptions. You're paying like HBO Go. You're paying Netflix. Microsoft, where does Microsoft cut come in? So
yeah, but
wouldn't it be the same with Steam? Like whatever.
that's the same. That's the same thing as putting TV. It's different. It's like that's the same thing as putting TV on your Xbox. You know what I'm saying? When you hook up your TV and you can go say Xbox, go to HBO, and it goes to HBO. That doesn't. That's not
Well,
putting money into anywhere.
yeah,
It's
but the
it's
thing is,
just
with the TV is just a pass through. Honestly,
hey, yo,
that's just a pass through service. It's not a service that you had to buy or add on. It's just really because the
well, you don't
Xbox
have.
has that.
yo,
You,
Xbox having Steam on, on their console. Xbox One having Steam on there would be the equivalent of Apple phones having Google Play Store on their thing. Would Apple want that? No, they would not. That is going to that's going to undermine them in their actual potential of making money off their actual store selling you the product. You know what I
true,
mean?
That's
true.
that's
The thing
exactly
is,
that's exactly what I said.
but we realize Steam is a service, right? And Valve been doing this whole time? Valve been trying to find a console that this thing, a platform that a real Steam machine, and we really don't have one. You have these computers that you can buy at different,
The re,
with different components and whatnot. You got that Alpha,
the
the
reason why
Alienware Alpha
the
and
reason
whatnot.
why Steam machines are not popping is because you gotta think about it like this. Um, who is the Steam machine market trying to touch? Like, is it trying to touch the PC gamer? Because it's not going to touch the PC gamer. The PC gamer already has a PC. Is it trying to touch the console gamer? Well, that. If it's trying to touch the console gamers are just going to be happy with the simple Xbox One or PlayStation 4 or Wii U. Is that it's not really touching a market. Like as far as them coming out with a beast, like let's say this, right? They charge you for a PC that does everything that the standard PC does right now. You know what I'm saying? As far as it reaching up to levels of 1080p or even 1440p, whatever your machine can do as a standard right now. Imagine if it had it. Imagine if it had it that way, where you'd be able to purchase that for a cheaper price, because that's the way it's going on. Steam machines that you saw were overpriced as hell. Like, what the hell? Like, you gonna pay this? No, I might as well stick on my Xbox One or PS4.
Yeah, console game ain't gonna spend like look at the PS3 when that joint was like $5.99. You know what I'm saying?
We're
People
not
was like,
spending
hey,
that much. Yeah,
I ain't doing
it's
that.
just not. It's you're not going to. We're not going to spend that much. It's just the way that the like I said, it's not touching the console market because of how expensive it is, and it's not touching the PC market because it's already doing what the PC's already doing more, or even the same of what that's doing already. So whose market is it really touching?
Well, but there's obviously a market there for there, being that Steam is as successful as it is. Now, the thing is, like, we look
No, no,
at
no, no. Steam is successful because it's on the PC, not because they're on their own with their own machine.
Yeah, and they got their own
kind of
OS and all that stuff. I don't
Yeah,
know how that would even
it's
happen.
different. Yeah, it's
it can
different.
it can be like this is something like ever since that first rumor came out and they had those leaked reports, I was like, okay, I always kept an eye on it. Now, you know how they announced at the Windows 10 event how you can stream your Xbox onto your PC.
Yeah.
Now I know there's no I'm almost certain, and whether it be 4 to 6 weeks from now, they're going to announce that you can stream your PC onto your Xbox. I think that's a guarantee. And I think if
Well,
it's not a direct app, it might be streamed.
Listen, don't get me wrong. Like, I would love if that happens. You know what I'm saying? Like a direct stream, and use the cloud to do it. You know what I'm saying? To push out better graphics too. That'll actually be dope. But do I see it happening? I don't know. I hope so though. I'm really hoping. I'm crossing my fingers.
I'm being real. I don't see that happening anytime soon.
Because Jabari's scary. He don't want that shit to happen.
Nah, I mean, I'm just looking at it. You gotta look at it. At the end of the day, to stream a device to another device, that means you need two devices. Are you gonna spend all this money on this PC? You know what I mean? So you can just stream it to downgrade that game and the quality that you can get from the PC to the Xbox One. Are you gonna do that? Is it gonna be something that gamers is gonna grab onto? At the end of the day, when you stream it, it's going to
Yeah,
drop.
I agree with him. Regardless if it can be done or not.
Yeah, if you stream, it's going to drop quality. You're dropping quality because it's not native to the actual hardware. You're doing it off the cloud or whatever it is. But I don't see it happening yet. Just like that 1080p 60 frames a second that you guys are hyping up on streaming quality, that is nowhere happening yet. You can target that all you want. That's cool that you targeted it, but that's not happening yet, though, bro.
And we
You
still waiting
guys,
for a
guys.
1080p 60 frames per second on a PlayStation 4.
I mean, there's many games on PlayStation. You guys gonna not notice those games, or you guys are gonna knock it off because it's not PlayStation, made games. But there's many games that's 1080p 60 frames per second on PlayStation.
Really? I know like 90% of the indies are actually 1080p 60 frames. So they can get that pretty easily. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, I just wanted, like, people should not, like, really downplay the whole Steam thing, because I got a feeling couple months, a lot of people are going to be, I don't want to say hurt, but they're going to be like, I feel like after GDC, how people are going to feel about DX12 is what they're going to feel about Steam on Xbox pretty soon. Like, because a lot of people think this stuff, like, that we're speaking like fairy tales, or at least that I'm speaking fairy tales when it comes to stuff like this. And I think it's a real possibility. Now, does it make sense? That's for us to find out. I don't know why Sony do what they do. I don't know why Microsoft do what they do. If to us it doesn't make sense, but who
Yo,
knows?
this is what I think is going to happen as far as Steam with Xbox One. You know how they saying with Windows 10 you can cross, cross what is called party chat, I guess, whatever you call, or cross platform gaming with it. So people that Steam is the biggest game hub on PC, regardless how Microsoft want to push, Windows Live or whatever. Steam is always going to trump it. So I feel like a lot of those Xbox games, like the Fable game, is going to be on Steam, and from there, you're going to have some type of Steam integration where you can talk to the people that's playing that got the game through Steam and stuff like that. I don't think the actual Steam is going to be on Xbox One where you can buy games and all that stuff, because it's just going to undermine Microsoft heavily as far as especially digital sales, because digital sales that goes, you get most of the profit off of that. So that will undermine Microsoft huge.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, how would that fit? How would that work as far as it coming, as far as the finances for Xbox or Microsoft? It doesn't make any sense. They're not going to make any money off of that. You know what I'm saying? They'll probably make some money, but think about it. We'll be able to get games at $30 now, and it's not gonna. I don't think it's.
Yo, you seen the latest Square Enix sale? Yo, they had Tomb Raider there for like $3.99. Yo,
That's what I'm saying. Like all of those sales, like this shit is gonna be just wild. Like I don't see it happening. I like what Xbox, and this is what I think Xbox should continue to do. Now everybody remembers the holiday sales that the Xbox was doing, where they count down the days and had those sales that way. Why don't they continue that? Now I have a hard time searching for the sales, even though it's on that little side strip or whatever at the bottom. Why didn't they just continue to have a deal of the day? Like, just continue to do that. To have a deal of the day. It doesn't have to be a newer game, but
Isn't that what like deals with gold is for?
well, that's come on, let's face it. The deals with gold, like they've been, it's not really all that good. You get like 10% off of a game or something like that. But when you saw the holiday sales where you were able to get like you were able to get the whole entire, let's say you were
Telltale
able,
joint. That was deep.
yeah, you were able to get the whole entire Telltale joint for like $60 something, yo, $80 something. Shit was dope. Like you should be able to incorporate that every every week or every day. Even it doesn't have to be every day. Every week is fine. You know what I'm saying? Incorporate a deal of the week, and deals with gold is it needs to be better. Deals with gold and games with gold needs to be better because games with gold is not really producing something that that I would like to see. I want to see more and better games.
There's a console for that. It's called the Xbox 360.
And see, but that's the
You,
thing, man. That's the thing I don't like. Like, it's the same company. You know what I'm saying? You should be able to do something. You should be doing better than what your previous generation was. You shouldn't be tied or even lesser than your last generation console as
Let's
far
not
as the games.
let's not talk about what the Xbox One should have did at launch because it was pathetic.
No. I'm not talking about at launch. I'm talking about right now. They have a chance right now to make deals with gold as like they were doing with the holiday sales right now. You know what I'm saying? They have a chance to do that and make it because I remember back in the day when I got criticized when we were on the podcast when I said Xbox One should be doing deals with gold and I mean like they should be doing actual deals and like Steam type of sales and people said, no, that won't work. Oh no, that's not gonna happen. You just can't just do that. You can't just go in there and put deal right there. You can't do it. But then you see motherfucking Titanfall for 12. I mean, sorry. You see Titanfall for $12. You know what I'm saying for the whole entire game plus the season pass. It just doesn't make any sense.
Steam has no problem getting those deals. Why can't we get those deals? It's all digital.
But that's what I'm saying. Like we should be able to get a digital sale that makes it better for us as far as gamers. Because I think even Rise Son of Rome right now is still like $40 or $30. It's
Yeah,
like,
the majority.
come on,
When we get sales for deals with those, it's usually just pretty much without the box and the template.
yeah, it's pretty bad, bro.
Well, the reason why Rise is still as much money as it was, 'cause ain't nobody buy it.
That's the reason why. That's the reason why you lower the price. You lower the price even more.
Yeah, they trying to make their money back. That game's deserved to be bought, man. Like, I understand.
See, and that's the thing I don't feel. Like the same thing I feel about Rise is the same thing I'm gonna feel about the Order. Yes, it may be a great game. It may be amazing, but for a short game like that, I do not think you should. It don't warrant $60 for me. It warrants about rental. That's all you got to do, rental.
Thank you, Darian, for bringing up the Order because that is my next question. So, word came out that pending on the success of the Order 1886, Sony may think about acquiring Ready at Dawn, which comes as a surprise because one, we always hear reports of Sony selling shit. Now they want to buy. Oh, oops! Wow, we got reports of Sony selling things. Now they want to buy out a studio like Ready at Dawn. I know Ready at Dawn is known for making what was it PlayStation Vita games and whatnot. Jabari, this question is obviously it's for you. Is that a smart move on Sony, or is that a rumor? Or you think is that a possibility?
I would say it's definitely a rumor. As far as for a PlayStation fan, I think it would be great if they acquire Ready or Dawn because that engine that they have for the Order is awesome. They have a great relationship with Sony Santa Monica. We already know, so it would be perfect. But I think Ready or Dawn. I don't know if they would like to stay as a third party developer, so they can keep their IPs and stuff like that. I'm not too sure, but yeah, the PlayStation fan, I would love for that to be true because they made pretty dope games, and from them to jump from the PSP and then to make a game like how the Order looks and if, on the PlayStation 4, that you got to be an amazing team to do something like that. You know what I mean? So I'll definitely take that.
Okay, yeah, Well, I ain't know PlayStation was or Sony was in position to acquire any studio, but if it's
Play,
there
let
available to
me
do,
let me
but
break this, man. PlayStation ain't Sony ain't broke, man. They're not broke at all. I don't know why people keep saying they're broke.
how much did they get for Sony Online Entertainment?
I don't know how much they made for Sony American Entertainment, but for a company that has been in a loss for how many years now? You know what I mean?
10 years.
And you're still doing stuff like acquiring, developers. You're still doing stuff like formulating your own TV service. You're still doing things like that. They're far from broke. I don't
Don't
understand this
don't,
conception.
Hey,
don't be
Jabari,
surprised, Jabari. A lot of businesses operate at a loss.
I mean, I don't really think that. I mean, when you guys hear somebody from the Microsoft side say Sony's broke, they're not literally saying that they have no money at all. Nobody's actually saying that. But what they're saying is through all the loss over 10 years, and they're only down to what, 15 billion, whatever it is, that's what they're saying, that, they don't have the money. And, you hear people saying that they're hemorrhaging money, which, I mean,
Let
it's
me let me
true. You
break let
you
me
got
break
this. Hold up. You have this
Yeah.
company that pretty much sells everything: phones, electronics, TVs, game stations. And then you got Nintendo. That's all about video games. That's it. And it has more money than them. Nobody's saying that they're. I mean, you do hear people saying that they're broke, but nobody really means that they're broke. It ain't like they're on welfare. We're not saying anything like that.
I'm
But
just saying.
go
I'm telling you from a standpoint of somebody that been following this company for a long time. You know what I'm saying? I always like to see what people say when it comes to like numbers, because at the end of the day,
Right.
like as a profession, as a career, what I do is I'm an accountant, so I look at numbers a lot. And I've been following Sony, so I'm not gonna get into the whole details of why I follow Sony, but I follow Sony a lot, and I'm letting you know they're not broke. It's just the fact that a lot of the businesses that they have, a lot of things that they do with their the devices is not peaking how it was before. So when you're in a transition period, you gotta either cut some losses or you gotta just change things up, and that's what it is. What's going on with Sony? There's a lot of transitions going on. As far as Nintendo having more money, if you're looking at it as a standpoint as far as the market cap value, they don't have more than Sony, because Nintendo I think is like in the teens, where Sony is like in 23 as far as market value. When you look at stocks and stuff like that. So
I've always said from the start when people are like, they have no money, so they're never going to make games. It's like, it's not that they don't have money, it's that trying to get money as to do stuff with.
and I'll also say this. We know that Microsoft has more money than both of these companies put together. But even they downsize and get rid of things and acquire things. So all
I mean, look at the
companies
Nokia
do.
division last year.
exactly, everybody quick to negate those stuff.
What people need to realize about fire, people being let go, is like people look at it, it's crazy. It's like, oh my God, they're going belly up. Now, what people don't understand, this is, do you know, after every studio completes a game, they let go, like, I want to say like 30% to like almost half their staff, like game developers. They work on a game. Once that game's complete and ready to go, boom, get the boot. That person got to find a new job.
Of,
Yeah. The
developers.
turnover ratio for video game makers is very high. I mean, it's not a stable job to have.
Not
Yeah.
anymore.
You know.
Yeah, yeah. Because the thing is, you got to think about like, because people, you got to, somebody can, like, say if I was a software developer or a software engineer, and that's what I went to school for, right? I can get hired to work on a game, but I can one specific game. Once that game's over and the funding and stuff is done, it's like it's like you're being rented, and you get let go, and then you hope to get picked up by another company to work on another game. So that's why, like, there's a lot of people that work on games, but you only really get to see the face of the developers, whereas there's like a bunch of like interns or something like that back there doing like the little things that will be there for about, let's say it took them like 18 months to complete that game. They're there for 18 months, and then boom, they let them go, and then they get picked up by someone else. You know what I mean? Because they're not working 24 hours like after a game. Okay, let's work on the next game. It's not like that. So that's why I stopped like raising the eyebrow when I see people get like, especially when it comes to in a video game industry, that people are being let go or people are left that company because like I could leave my job now because I found another position there that I think that offers a little bit more benefits, or I feel like I would do better at that position. It won't be a big deal if I leave, but you know, we hear that somebody from that worked on Uncharted or God of War go somewhere and they think it was like all hell break loose, but no, it was just another opportunity that was there. You know, so I don't know. I just think people overreact when it comes to like with people losing their jobs and companies letting people go. Now, of course, obviously there, sometimes and even most of the time, it is because of a financial hit, but not all the time. And there's more than enough legitimate reasons to show proof of that.
Yeah, that's true. Cause look at Sony Santa Monica, look at Sucker Punch Studios. Everybody, I remember, in the Facebook groups, everybody was like, "Oh, Sony broke, they going broke," but not a lot of people was posting the stuff that, "Oh, Sony Santa Monica is on a hiring spree," or Sucker Punch is on a hiring spree. A couple of months after when they did let go of people. You know what I mean? No people.
Right. I know this is completely off topic, but I saw something on Facebook, and I'm really curious. Something about the God of War creators are making multi-class now. Can someone please explain to me what that is about?
Oh yeah, that's the guys that made the collections. It wasn't like Sony Santa Monica or anything.
Oh yeah, I knew that. I was
It
just
was a
curious.
third party developer that made those that ported those games over. But they just said they're making a triple A multiplat. That's what I saw from that.
My thoughts on this is if the Order 1886 is a hit, I do believe that Sony should buy. What are they called? Ready at Dawn.
Yeah.
I think Sony should buy them. But if Sony's going to be patient and wait and see what happens, I understand why. I understand the reasons why. But I mean, let's be honest. There's no way in hell that Jabari and all the PlayStation guys aren't going to run out and buy this game in the thousands. It should be a hit. But I can understand the nervousness about buying a new studio. Um, you talking about these games being hits and not being hits, and studios closing and studios being sold. I mean, look at what's happened the last 8 years. It's been us gamers and the developers themselves who have decided how this is going to go. These games went from being $5 million to produce to $50 million to produce, some $100 million to produce. That's a game that not a whole lot of developers can play, and now you're seeing very few studios now making AAA games because they cannot afford it. So what Microsoft is doing and what Sony's trying to do and what Nintendo has always done is you try to keep your assets in-house. You try to suffer as many losses as you can. But I mean, guys, it's the reason why you're seeing all of these indie games now. They're cheaper to make. The turnaround is quicker. I mean, so I'm hoping for Sony fans, and I'm hoping for Sony that the Order 1886 is a hit. I would like to see them keep Ready at Dawn Studios close to them, but I mean, now with these companies, it's a wait and see game. It's a wait and see game. So that's my thoughts on it.
Yeah, and you know what else is a wait and see game that everybody has a quick opinion on, and they know so much is the true impact of DirectX 12. Who wants to get started on that?
Segue. That was a good segue.
Me? I'll let somebody else. I just talk. Let somebody else get started on that subject.
Okay, so we heard what Phil Spencer said, and we also seen what just a small preview at Windows 10, and then of course my homies at Tick Podcast. Shout out to you guys. That was an amazing interview which you guys had today. They spoke with, oh my God, I can't think of his name, from I think Stardock, and he was
Brad
talking
Wardell.
about, yeah, Brad Cordell, yeah. And they were talking about DirectX 12, and he had a lot to say, and a lot of it sound valid. How many did you all hear that interview? If you haven't heard that interview, whenever you get a chance, please watch it.
Yeah, I was gonna watch it after this.
Shout out to
Oh, yeah.
Kid. Shout out to the Tick Podcast, man. They do their thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they do their thing. But my take from that thing is I wasn't even listening to the DirectX 12, to be honest with you. You know, because I could care less about DirectX 12. But I was listening to that good old when they talk about that that SDK for the PS4, that custom SDK that they said that it's gonna have the same type of results, not with say time results, but it will have great impact on the PS4 as well. And we already know with PS4, my fact, you know what? I'm not even gonna dodge. I'm not even gonna flip this joint. Y'all can talk about DX12. Go ahead.
He couldn't damage control. That was
Nah, nah,
damage
because
control at its finest, and
Let me
then you
I
let,
failed.
was I was gonna go I was gonna go in a whole little thing with the whole PS4 SDKs and the whole how to order, how to upgrade and all that stuff. But I ain't even gonna mess up the DirectX 12 flow right now. So that's what we talking about. So I'll let y'all talk about DirectX 12.
well, let me say something about DirectX. And it's gonna be about the PS4. See, a lot of Sony fans, when they hear us talk about DirectX 12, they hear this is what they hear. We're talking about DirectX gonna make a difference, gonna make a change, gonna help the XP1 out. What
Oh, you
Sony
went low.
fans hear
You
is,
going out. It's a lot of. It sounds like a washer is going on back there.
Yo,
oh, well,
who rubbing their mic on their shirt?
it ain't
That's
me.
what it sounds like.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you sound better. You sound butterscotch sexy.
Haha. What I was saying is that when a lot of us guys talk about DirectX 12 and talk about how it's going to make a difference, it's going to help the XB1 out, this is what we're talking about. But for some reason, this is what the Sony fans hear. It's more powerful than the PlayStation 4. And that's not what we're saying. We're
Oh,
just,
not yo, Big Kahuna. You know a lot of Xbox guys have
hey,
said that.
hold up, hold up. I said we. I'm not talking
Oh,
about them.
I.
You might be talking about them. There's a lot of delusional people on both sides of the fence. Now, the people in this podcast, none of us is saying, oh man, DirectX 12 is going to come out and beat the living stuff out of PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4 is going to be obsolete. But that's what you guys hear when we say something like that. So when we say that, it's going to help, it's going to, do better things on the XB1, you guys just seem to hear something totally different than what we said. Just like if I say something, and this is going off topic, like if I say something like, well, and Jabbar, I had a PlayStation 4 because you was on my friends list.
Yeah, come
But
on home, man.
when they get something I want. But anyway, if I came out and said PlayStation has no games, then and rightfully so, the Sony fans be like, "What are you talking about? They have more games than Xbox One," which is true. But if you a person that likes none of their games, then in fact they have no games. It'd be the same thing as somebody saying, "Well, Xbox has no games," and a lot of people said the same thing. But I have a lot of games that I actually like and play on my Xbox. So it's not going to be the same for everybody. But getting back to the whole DirectX 12 thing, it's going to make a difference. How much of a difference? I don't know. I heard the Tick podcast, and I don't know if I can. I don't know this guy, so I don't know if I can believe everything that's coming out of his mouth. Um, a certain YouTuber came out and made a little video talking about how DirectX 12 wasn't going to do nothing, and talking about all these articles. But one thing I like to say about that is you can go out and find just as many articles talking about how it will change and how it will do something for the XB1. If you want to go out there and find all these negative articles, yeah, you can do that. So, that's all I really have to say on it.
And here's the thing that's amazing to me. Like I've been following this whole DX12 thing since the Windows 10 announcement, and according to Microsoft, I'm not even going to front. I'm an Xbox guy. I've had every PlayStation there's been except PlayStation 4. I'm on the fence right now,
Come
but
on home.
I'm an Xbox guy. But as long as I've been dealing with Microsoft, I haven't known them to really like lie about stuff. According to what they're saying the Xbox One was built with DirectX 12 in mind. So if that's what they're saying, and that's what their developers are saying, let's just wait and see. The thing about the announcement that I found funny was all of a sudden you had all of these YouTubers and all of these naysayers who don't program. All of a sudden you had all of these PC guys, even on this show, who suddenly knew about APIs and how programming works. And I'm like, how? So wait a minute. You who sit at home in your grandmom's basement making YouTube videos, eating Cocoa Puffs and masturbating to anime, you all of a sudden know how to program for these advanced APIs and these advanced CPUs, and oh, DirectX 12 isn't going to do anything. How do you know? How do we know that the latest SDK improvement for the PS4 isn't going to do anything? These consoles, yes, they're static hardware. The hardware is set. But we've seen it time and time again with the original PlayStation, the PlayStation 3, the 360. We've seen these consoles grow through what? Through software. So let's just relax. Let's just be patient. You know, I'm going to try to be calm tonight and be the voice of reason. I believe the DirectX 12 is going to have some effect on the Xbox One. It's going to have a great effect on it, but that remains to be seen. Let's just see what happens in the next year.
My thing is,
I think
the people that damage controlling about, it's not going to do anything. It's not going to do anything for it. And this is the thing I say, man. It's why would it be implemented inside the system if it's not going to do anything? It just doesn't make any sense for them to do that. It's stupid for you to say, or anybody out there to say, it's not going to do anything, because it obviously will, yeah.
I think the biggest thing that's going to help with is universal ads.
Mm.
Wait, say that again?
So with the universal apps, you know,
Oh, okay.
the whole integration, Win 10, DirectX 12.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing people don't really talk about a whole lot. I think that's going to be one of the biggest tremendous helps.
Yeah, I agree with my man over there. But yo, I feel like it is gonna help. DX12 is gonna help the Xbox One. I'm not gonna sit down here and deny that. But you know what I'm saying, like when you guys, talk about the Sony fans, what I'm saying, it's we are reacting to the stuff where people say that Xbox One is more powerful than the PS4 when it comes to DirectX 12, or the things where people say that the PS4 is not an evolving console, is going to stay the same way how it is. You know what I'm saying? Those are the things that we are reacting. You know what I'm saying? I understand there's many people.
That's stupid. Who would say that? Because obviously, listen,
Yo,
the difference from the PS3, like from the end of it from the beginning of it to the end of it, it's way far along than what people thought it was gonna be, because it
exactly.
was already powerful. That's why it was so much high priced. So I don't know. People are stupid for saying consoles will not evolve. All consoles will evolve no matter what.
Yeah, that's what people were saying. So that's where you see the Sony guys make those reactions like, no, DX12 ain't gonna do. You know what I mean? Just like, what I'm saying, when you say Xbox guys say PS4 ain't got no games, it's because they ain't got no games for them. The same kind of thing can play in when it's we just reacting to what people saying. You know what I mean? Because people love their consoles and they're gonna defend it. But you know what I'm saying. But to be real, it is. I feel like it's gonna have an impact, but it's not just gonna be an impact as far as like my man over here said with the gaming. It's gonna be more of a thing there where, well, that's the more on the Windows 10 area. Let's keep it gaming. But as far as gaming, I do feel like it is going to get improved. Hopefully you get the more consistent as far as resolution and stuff like that. As much as people say they don't care about resolution, all of a sudden DX12, yeah, I care about resolution. But yeah, those things, I would like to see that stuff with Xbox One, so you don't have guys like me with ammo, shooting that ammo at y'all with the whole resolution game.
You know what I think's funny, Javar, is we're an Xbox Live party, any other PlayStation guy gets brought up. Every time your name gets brought up, first thing is like, he's just a troll. Like, and then other people get brought up, and like the first thing that brought up is he's like, that dude's just stupid. We acknowledge that you're knowledgeable, but we're
Yeah.
just like, you just be trolling on gaming battleground.
Nah, man. I just do that because I want to see how people react. I want to get a conversation going. To be honest with you, I want.
Jabari likes chaos, man.
Oh yeah, I can start up the chaos, but I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna come out here, especially on my channel and stuff like that, and do what I do on Facebook. You know what I mean? But a lot of people don't want to keep it real with themselves sometimes. I mean, like I said, DX12 is good for Xbox fans, and you should be happy for it and all that stuff. Be proud of that stuff, but I mean, like the whole is going to be more powerful than PS4, and PS4 if they don't evolve, it's going to stay the same. It's going to be stagnant. That's the stuff that's the stuff where I react to more than people saying that DX12 is going to evolve the console pretty much. You know what I mean?
I think with DX12, it is going to force developers' hands once it starts to become a mature thing on a console. To when it comes to multiplats, they're gonna. I don't think with DX12 there's going to be a bunch of assets there, and they're just going to sit there and waste. And I do believe, a lot of people may turn a blind eye to this. That once DX12 becomes mature and implemented, and games are being built from the ground up with DX12, I think you're going to see a lot of games that are using DirectX 12 that might that we'll see what you call like a true difference between the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, much like how we used to have with the original Xbox and the PlayStation 2. And I think because I don't see, even though everybody's screaming parity, like trying to keep them the same, but when you have all this freedom, or if it's going to make the job so much easier to develop a game, you got to think about it. What's the development time on like games? And let's say they're going to cut that in half, and give them even more resources. Working on two games at a time, I got a feeling like DirectX 12 is going to force the developers' hands, and then so that parity argument might, come to a halt.
But the thing is with this Kiss move. Oh my bad. Go ahead, AJ.
Parody's a joke. You can't. If you want a true non-parody, you have to make 3 separate builds of a game that, if it's on PC, and build it straight up. Imagine something like Fallout 4. If they are making it, how long that game would take.
Yeah. But one thing too, Kiss Move, the thing that people overlook is the reason why these consoles are being compared to PC so much is because they share the same architecture. That stuff with a whole bunch of development time and all that stuff, where this person might be using DirectX 12 and this person using Sony's custom API SDK whatever. The fact that they're using the same architecture, you can easily port it over because it's not like the PS3, Xbox 360. Those are two different architectures. It's not like it was the PS2, Xbox One. Those are two different architectures. You are all using the same architecture now, where you can just easily port these things over to each other. So I don't, even if Xbox One games are using DX12, I don't really see there's going to be like a huge difference and gap between the both of them anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because the fact that they're on the same architecture, the fact that, I don't think it will be an issue for a developer to be, say, an Xbox One, the game is the lead platform for this set game, this multiplat. And they're using DX12 and all that stuff, fully matured. And that game is also on PS4. I don't think it's going to be an issue, you know what I mean? Because you're on the same architecture.
Yeah, but it makes sense. But being that they're on the same architecture, but you gotta think about it though. Right now, you can look at a PlayStation game and the Xbox game, and like, okay, they're similar. They're saying there's not too much of a distinctive difference there. You can say, oh, this game clearly looks better than that one. Now, listening to that interview, what this dude was saying is like, even though in marketing terms they say, say 30%, 40%, because that's more believable. People would fly with that. You can't run around saying 305%. He's talking about comparing it to how games would be to like movies, like the movies that we see now. Like I would say, let's say maybe a game, a movie like Avatar or something like that. How our games should be looking. Later down the road. Now, if you have now, the thing is, believe it or not, the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 are actually capable of much more than what we're getting, which I'm so irritated with the games that we got now because they are capable. So obviously, the DX12 will help and make it go beyond that to make it even better. So because they do share the same architects, but if they're built up different ways, one's allowing you more juice, and the others you just working with what you got. I think at the end, in the end result, there's going to be some sort of difference that may be visible.
Yeah, kid, I'm glad you brought that up because before you let me join your podcast, man, and before you helped me get a name out there, I've been watching a lot of these YouTube channels, and there's this one guy in particular, he's great, but I listen to these guys and they downplay both the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. They're like, well, these consoles just came out and they're maxed out, and they both can't do 1080p, and we had 1080p on the 360 and the PS3, and I've been hearing this every podcast, hearing this on all these YouTube channels, and I'm like, guys, you do know these developers are working on knowledge from 3 years ago. I'm not trying to say these developers are dumb, but I mean, you're talking about the PS4 and the Xbox One. What are they like? I think the Xbox One is like 6 times more powerful than the 360 was, and I think it's the same case with the PS4. You have got to give these developers time. You've got to give these developers time to let these SDKs mature. You got to see what OpenGL is going to do in the next few years. You got to see what DirectX12 is going to do in the next couple of years. So right away, the PC guys are going to say, well, it's nothing but a Jaguar architecture. It can't get any better. And I'm like, I'm going to say it right now. You guys are friggin' idiots. Because we all had the Super Nintendo when we were like 12, well, me in my 20s. We all had the Super Nintendo, and we saw how the Super Nintendo games looked when we first got it in 1991. And then just when the Super Nintendo was maxed out, bam, we got Donkey Kong Country, a game that looked better than anything we were playing on PlayStation in 1995. So it's like, none of you guys program, you PC guys. I'm agreeing with Jerry that we have not seen what these consoles can do yet. We're only seeing the tip of the iceberg. We're only seeing year one, first generation software. I mean, can you imagine what God of War 4 is going to look like in a couple of years? Can you imagine what the next Gran Turismo on PlayStation 4 is going to look like when it comes out in 2017? Because those guys are slow over there. But can you imagine what Forza 6 is going to look like? Because Turn 10, I got to tell you, Playground Games, they're your studio, but they smacked you in the mouth with Forza Horizon 2. So now you got to step it up on the graphics department because Forza Horizon 2 was amazing. But that's just first year software. These consoles are capable of doing way much more. And if I paid $400 for this Xbox One to just play Call of Duty, I'm going to be pissed, okay? I want Fable to come out. You want to see Ready at Dawn push the envelope with the Order 1886. You want to see these games. These games are going to get better if you gamers just be patient and just wait.
Yo, I'm gonna put this out there, and this might be a quote that everybody uses in memes, but I'm saying this right now. Rise Son of Rome 2 will look like the new 300 movie.
I think you're getting ahead of yourself right there.
Kid, you played Rise Son of Rome, right, kid?
Yeah.
That game is beautiful. That game is beautiful, and it was the first game to come out in that system.
I mean, I have.
But that's Crytek. See, that's Crytek's CryEngine. What are they going to do next year or the year after that? You understand what I'm saying?
I enjoyed Rise Son of Rome, but I felt like we had really good visual graphics and we had decent gameplay because it was repetitive, but it was still fun while I was playing it.
Mm-hmm.
But I felt like the multiplayer they could have went to. I mean, they could have did a lot with that multiplayer.
Yeah.
Like what I was thinking.
The game wasn't supposed to have multiplayer. Honestly, I feel like they threw it in there just to add some more value to the game.
I felt like what they.
Do you think the co-op mode or whatever, the multiplayer was fun though?
Oh, it was fun. It was.
It was
But
straight. I didn't mind it.
yeah, but I think what they should have done is they should have like. And did you guys ever play the Kingdom Under Fire games?
Oh yeah, yeah.
It should have been like 5-on-5, and you control your Uncle Toon on a battle map, like invade a castle or something.
Yo, by the way, Kingdom on the Fire 2, PlayStation 4, 2015. Let's go.
But that's I felt like if they would have did to that, and I just have one-on-one and a gladiator. You didn't even fight each other. You're on each other's teams. But I felt like if they would have went a little bit more in depth in multiplayer, people would have forgave the repetitiveness of the game because it had a really good multiplayer.
I mean, basically, Rise Son of Rome, for all you guys who never played it, PlayStation fans, the reason why Xbox guys keep talking about Rise Son of Rome, and it came out last year, basically, Rise Son of Rome, it was a short game, it was repetitive, it was basically a tech demo for the Crytek engine on the Xbox One. I mean, there was just nerdy stuff going on. If you talk about it, you'll seem like a geek. There was light. Light was passing through the tree leaves naturally and reflecting on the ground. Dragonflies were flying around.
Yeah.
I mean, just particles of dust, just crazy dumb stuff that you never
and
saw before.
This beautiful tech demo had an underrated, great story, which people shade all the time. I don't understand, but
Yo, I shade the story a little bit. All right, this is my
at the very end when that happened, I was like,
Exactly, man. Yo, I felt like the story could have just evolved so much greater if they didn't involve the God stuff, man. I mean, don't get me twisted. I know it's a Roman history and all that stuff, but the whole point of him killing this guy was just a game to these gods.
True.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even like he was on a path of vengeance because
True.
the dude didn't even kill his people. It was just like, oh, shut up. You know, it's sorry for spoiling it for everybody. That kind of pissed me off.
damn, that was a mean spoiler alert.
I said at the ending, it surprised me. Jabbar's like, fuck. Okay. Jabbar's like, I'm gonna just tell everyone everything.
My bad. Yeah, I don't get me wrong. I like the story overall, but I just felt like they should have kept it as the whole vengeance thing. You know, you know what?
Yeah, I do agree with you because after I beat the game, I felt so deflated.
Yeah.
After like finding that out, I wanted to like. But the thing is, that means they did their job though. They got a reaction out
I'll
of
give
it.
you that. I'll give you that.
In the gaming industry, you know, when people talk about graphics, they say, you know, it kind of looks like the cutscenes. Well, this game legitimately looked like the cutscenes.
Yeah.
The CGI cutscenes.
Yeah, that end sequence was dope for me. I love that end sequence. That's one reason why I bought the Xbox for my cousin. I remember watching him playing that. He was beating the game, and I was just like, "Yo, that's the ending." He's like, "Yeah, we had the ending." And he's just going through the dudes, chopping them up, the QTEs. I was like, "Yo, I gotta buy me an Xbox, yo." And that's the reason why I bought an Xbox. And I thought Quantum Break was coming out as well, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, man, Rise was a good game. I'm not gonna knock it. It was a good game.
Let me tell you,
like I
tell you
said,
guys.
if they would have had better gameplay with it, did like more in sequence stuff.
It was a
like
little
more
clunky.
strategic stuff too.
Yeah. I like the Connect. I like the Connect integration with it.
Yeah,
That was
it was
dope.
clever.
That was dope. I didn't mind that at all. That was pretty dope. I thought I was gonna get annoyed by that, but it actually helped me out, especially being on that what it was like in the castle, and these dudes were trying to invade.
Fire volley!
Yeah, that helped me out a lot instead of pressing the button. So that was
Because when you press a button, it takes longer, so it kind of force you to use the Connect so you can get it done quicker.
Yeah.
Why you think they did that?
Just so to kind of push you to make you use that feature, you know. Now, one thing I do want to talk about, you know how people always like downgrade, dismiss 4K TVs and gaming on like these consoles and whatnot. Now, I got to put this out there because I am now a 4K TV owner. I have the Samsung Curve. I love it. Now, and the thing is, for a moment, I had two TVs at the same time. The TV, my 1080p 600 hertz Samsung Plasma on, and I had my Curve when it was getting hooked up. When the Best Buy, the Geek Squad dude was putting it on the wall. There is a significant difference playing on the TV I just had, which was the Plasma, and then playing on the 4K TV, like literally where I'm like, oh shit, this is like, wait a minute, like. something's a lot different. And I know a lot of people say, "Oh, nobody's gaming in 4K." I'm not saying that it's 4K gaming. I don't know what it is.
It's upscale. It's upscale to 4K. Like
okay, but that
that's what it is.
upscale is sexy.
Oh hell yeah! Oh hell
That
yeah!
upscale is sexy. Like I just went.
Do you know that Xbox has one of the best upscaler chips inside of the system? People don't recognize that. You know what I'm saying? I love playing on my like what I do is I have a 4K TV. I had a 4K TV since last year when it was one of the top things going on. And when I bought it, I put it in the living room and I put my Xbox One on it when the Xbox One was there. Put the Xbox One on it and I was just loving playing all my other games on it. My thing is I like gaming on this TV better than I like gaming on that TV, and it's because of I want to say like I shoot better on 2K on this TV than I do on that TV for some reason. It's like kind of like slightly not laggish, but what's the word? It's kind of it kind of
lag. Yeah.
It's not all together, but yes, playing on it, beautiful, man. It's so fucking beautiful. People need to understand when you have something upscaled to that level, it just looks all amazing, man.
Me personally, I just don't. I can't see it being upscaled. To 4K. I just can't see that. You know what I'm saying? Because
no. Anything could be upscaled. Like yes, it's definitely upscaled to 4K. Like anything could be upscaled to 4K. But this is the thing; it's not going to be native 4K.
Yeah, I know it's not going to be native, but you're taking like a native image.
You're
putting a whole bunch of artificial pixels into this image, so it can be in that resolution. And I just to take that native image and upscale it, that is 4 times the resolution of what you're doing.
Exactly.
So your picture is gonna be blown. I just can't see. I gotta get it for myself to see. Bro.
Yeah,
man, definitely try it yourself, bro. Because once you try it yourself, you're gonna see the difference. You're gonna be like, damn, that difference.
I thought my eyes was lying to me.
No.
I just feel like
your eyes are not lying to you, because definitely it is upscaled to 4K, and people don't understand when you put one of these consoles on 4K. Now I don't know if the PlayStation can do it. Haven't tried it.
I tried it, and I'm not gonna say that. I don't want to piss anybody off. I don't want to piss anybody off.
No.
You realize just saying
I
that
don't know. No. This is my intent, because we all are PlayStation owners now. This is my intent. Listen, when I put my Xbox One on the 4K TV, it brings the Xbox One to another level, yo. Like visually, shit. You're killing the game. Like it's killing the game, bro. I'm telling you. I was playing several games. You know what? Do this. Go play Tomb Raider, the Tomb Raider game, the remastered game. Play that on the 4K TV. You will just be like, damn. The whole time you just be odd, yo. You just be odd at it, bro.
Yeah, every time I had since the Xbox One came out, I had I think 3 TVs, and the first game I test on every TV I get is Rise from the Rome, since it's the best looking game. And I was playing Rise, and that's why I took that picture. I was like, yo, oh my god, this looks it looks good, but it looks even better then. And then I put it in Sunset Overdrive, and I was like, let me see, this is a true testament. And Sunset Overdrive had a vast improvement, but I know people will say I'm delusional for believing that my Xbox.
No. You can go back. You can go back and read all of the stuff that people were saying about 4K television. People are messed up when they're saying that, oh, my Xbox can do 4K when it actually can. Yeah, your Xbox cannot do 4K native, but 4K upscaled, yes, it can be upscaled. I did a lot of research on this back in the day, and I don't know. You guys can go watch my video from way back in the day when I had said it. Like, listen, when I put my Xbox on my 4K TV, it just brings a visual level to another level. It's ridiculous.
Listen to them, guys. Listen to them. And I know somewhere out there. See, I don't have a 4K TV yet. You know, you guys as ballers. I probably have one day. But I know there's guys out there saying, "Oh, Kid Smooth and Darius King is delusional." Let me tell you something, man. My boy next door, he got a PlayStation, and his TV is 720p. And he's like, "Yo, man, come over and play Madden, E-Rock." I'd be like, "No, man, I'm cool." You know what I mean? Because I got 1080p over here. So the shit looks that much. Excuse me, it looks that much better in 1080p. So could you imagine what being upscaled to 4K must look like? I mean, it is what it is, man. You know, you get the new hotness, a new TV, your games are going to look better. So haters and doubters, stop doubting and stop hating.
Hey man, this is the whole thing that I've been saying from when these consoles came out. You see how y'all so happy about resolution right now, man.
Oh boy.
I just love it. I'm loving it right
Oh,
now.
you just got him
It's,
started.
it's not about no. Listen. It's not about the resolution. It was just the fact of a beautiful picture. And yes, to me, resolution does matter to a point. Like you're gonna need at least HD to for your games nowadays. Like it's not going. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna sit there and be playing games like y'all love them on that PlayStation 4. That the little 3-bit games. It's not like that. Like we when I'm talking about is when you sit there and you sit out there and you can just marvel at a game. Remember when I don't know. Remember Uncharted 2 when you was walking into the water
Yeah,
and shit
yeah.
like that was brought to another level. That's what I'm trying to say. Like when you sit there and you sit there on your Xbox One or you play it on 4K, it brings the system up to another level.
Okay, now let me say something. Uh, Everybody knows that I've always said I don't give I don't give a heck about the whole resolution
This
thing,
is storing
and
up
I'm
the best.
He just Will
uh,
Smithed us.
yeah, I certainly did. But going from say 480i or 480p to 720p is a big difference.
Yeah,
Now, E-Rock said he likes the difference from the 1080p or 720p to 1080p or whatever. But like Darian said, these both of these machines have upscaler chips in there. So any game that I get that's supposedly in 720p, I'm not going to actually see it in 720p. I'm
very
going to
good.
see it upscaled to 1080p. So if the upscaler chip on my machine wasn't working, then maybe I would see it in 720p, but I'm not seeing it in 720p. So when people are running around talking about I'm not getting a game because it ain't in 1080p and all that other stuff, and I can't play this game because it ain't in 1080p. It's just ridiculous. Now, word on the street is that the game that's coming out the order 1886 is not going to be in 1080p. But guess what? If I had a PlayStation and I bought the game, I don't think that 720p or 1080p was going to make that game any better for me. I mean, the game still looks beautiful as it is. So I would play the game, have fun, and wouldn't be sitting there going, oh man, this ain't in 1080p. This is going to be crap. I'm taking this back. No. Now, now that's just me, but there's other people that type of stuff.
I I really honestly doubt people are taking back their games because it's not at 1080p.
Big hope,
I think
big hope,
people are
man.
taking back their games either because it sucks. Like that's the reason why people taking back their games. Like Watch Dogs, probably it was in 900p on the PlayStation or whatever, right? But motherfuckers wasn't taking it back because it was 900p. Motherfuckers was taking it back because it was. Oh, sorry, I'm cussing. People were taking it back because it wasn't a good game.
Bite your tongue now. Online, we had fun. Remember that, Darian? We all had fun.
Mm-hmm.
I told you
Yeah.
any
We
game
always have fun
any
killing Big Owner.
listen, any game can be fun online. That's what people tell you. You say Rise you said Tomb Raider wasn't a fun game online. I
You're
had
right.
fun on it.
Yeah, Tomb Raider was horrible online.
I think any game with your friends is fun online. Yeah, like any game, you can make any game fun with your friends. That's the reason why I don't understand. Like, no shots at the PlayStation community, but like a lot of people aren't that social over there. So that's the reason why why I wasn't having fun with my PlayStation at first. You know what I'm saying? Because there's not a lot of social gamers over there. People
Oh,
keep
you
to
need to
themselves.
hang out with your boy.
No. That's the reason why I got it, man. PlayStation Nation gonna be televised. I promise you.
Yeah, man.
Oh, man, well, that should.
I just don't understand what people. I mean, I get what people say that it's not as fun, you know, because I can be in that medium sometimes where if I'm playing like a single player game, you know what I mean, and it's story driven, you know, I could be in a party, but I'm not. I'm gonna be like, yo, I'm trying to concentrate on this game, you know. But I mean, we you know, on PlayStation, especially PlayStation 4, man, we do it up over there, man. You as you can see, my man Cav, he do a lot of live streams, and you can hear us, you know, conversating in the background. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Yeah, I remember when I was on my PS3, I mean my PS4. Shoot, I was trying to get engaged with the boy. He ain't want to have nothing to do with me. See how that goes.
Go back there. I didn't know you, Big Coon. I was like, yo,
Oh,
is he a pony or is he an Xbox? I'm joking.
All right, guys. So we heading towards the end, and you know I want to close this out on the game show, which I'm still searching for a name. But are you guys ready? So me and E-Rock is actually disqualified to play, which leaves Jabari, Kahuna, Darian, and Gaming Addict left to play, unless you voluntarily opt out. Do anybody opt out?
shoot, you giving us money. I ain't opting out of nothing.
All right.
It's time to get that money. No, that's fine.
Well, you got. All right. So I'm going to ask 5 questions, and you have exactly 5 seconds to answer. Now,
Whoa.
the thing is, you can pass. At the end, the person that got the most questions correct will win. Now, I'm not going to tell you if your answer is right or wrong until the end when I reel off all the correct answers, and then we'll announce the winners then. But we are about ready to start, and let me see who we're gonna start with. We're gonna start with Babe. Can you turn that off, please? Thank you.
I'm about
All
to
right.
say, you call me babe? What's wrong?
No. I meant to hit mute, but my girl was about to start the dryer, and that was just about to mess the show all up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask you 5 questions, and I'm gonna start with. We're gonna start with. I'm gonna start with Jabari. All right.
Yo.
You ready? You got 5 seconds for each question. Okay.
Don't mess up.
Question number 1, which is probably going to be easy since we spent some time on this. But question number 1: name the studio working on the Order 1886.
Ready or done?
Other than Infamous, name another game by Sucker Punch.
Sly Cooper.
What planet does Gears of War takes place?
Pass. I don't know. He got shocked right there. He's like, ah. I didn't think he was getting sorry.
True or false? True or false? Shut up. True or false? Perfect Dark 2 launched exclusively on the Nintendo 64.
True.
Name the month and year the PlayStation 2 launched in North America.
2000. November.
All right. Next question. All right, Bakuna, it's your turn.
Oh shit. I mean, oh poop.
All right. Name the studio working on the Order 1886.
Ready or done?
Other than Infamous, name another game by Sucker Punch.
Shucks.
What planet does Gears of War takes place?
I pass.
True or false? Perfect Dark 2 launched exclusively on the N64.
True.
Name the month and year the PlayStation 2 launched in North America.
I never had one, so
And
on that one.
All right. So Darian, name the studio working on the Order 1886.
Ready or done?
Other than Infamous, name another game by Sucker Punch.
Sly Cooper.
What planet does Gears of War takes place on?
Sarah.
Whoa.
True or false? Perfect Dark 2 launched exclusively on the Nintendo 64.
True.
Name the month and year the PlayStation 2 launched in North America.
Was it 1999? No, 2000. It was 2000.
Gaming Addict. Name the studio working on the Order 1886.
Radiant Dawn.
Other than Infamous, name another game by Sucker Punch.
Fly Keeper.
What planet does Gears of War takes place on? Perfect Dark 2 launched exclusively on the N64. True or false?
False.
Yeah, I just noticed that too. Whoops, not it.
All right. All right. Name the month and year the PlayStation 2 launched in North America.
2000 November.
All right. So I'm going to name the questions, and whoever E-Rock, were you keeping track? I think I was keeping track.
Yeah, I think I was too.
I got a feeling it might be a tie, and we might need a tiebreaker. But
that Perfect Dark is a tricky one, man.
Question number 1 was name a studio that working on the Order 1886. The correct answer was Ready at Dawn, Jabari. Or actually, I believe you all got that correct. Other than Infamous, name another game by Sucker Punch. All of you got it correct, but Big Kahuna.
Yeah, I didn't know we was biting off of each other's answers.
Yeah. What planet does Gears of War take place on? The only person that got that right was Darius.
I lagged.
Oh, you lagged? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Darius.
I lagged for 2 of those questions.
Okay. And
I lagged for all my questions.
Perfect Dark 2 launched exclusively on the N64. The only person to get that correct was Gaming Addict, I believe.
Yo, man, with the pressure, man, the pressure. I was like, yo, it's Perfect Dark 2. That don't sound right. All
right. And name the month and year the PlayStation 2 launched in North America. You all got that wrong. It was the October 2000 was when it launched. So
wow.
There was 1, all right, 2, who.
Nah,
somebody got
we got the year
right.
right though. We got the year right though. I think.
I said month and year.
All right, I lagged again. So say what you said.
It was so the person whoever got 3 correct had to won, I think, because we have.
Thank you. I'm the winner.
No, Kona, I think you only got like 1 correct. Now, Darian, I believe.
Darian won.
I think Darian won. Darian, you are the winner. You got the question 1, 2, and 3 correct. And I think Gaming Addict was able to get the last. I think. You lagged out?
That's one.
I lagged out during the Gears of War one.
What did you say?
I took the air, but I lagged out. So
you lagged out? So yeah, you don't count. So unfortunately, we gotta give you another chance on another show. But congratulations, Darian. Do you want a PlayStation gift card or an Xbox gift card?
Well, I just got a PlayStation.
Come on home.
I want that PlayStation gift.
All right, so a code will be sent to you whenever. It'll be sent to you. I still owe Mrs. Xbox 448 a code, but no, I'll get y'all your codes by the end of the day today or tomorrow after work. But thank you for playing, and thank you all for watching Let's Talk Games podcast.
I had that.
And as I always say, before I even close out, please tune in on Wednesday to the official WeGameHere.com/KidSmooth or Twitch.tv/KidSmooth89. I will be hosting an iDarb event where me and the creator of iDarb, Mike Micah, will play against each other. If I win, he has to unlock all my achievements. No, I'm just playing, but no, we are hosting the event Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Tune into my Twitch channel. We'll be playing probably for an hour or so.
Does he have the power to unlock all your achievements?
Other than that, you guys can find me either on Xbox Live or PlayStation. And like I always say, Xbox is the best box, and I am the best bot. Good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe. We're out.